G'day folks. We got the crank out. Oh God. We can't get the clearances I want. It's a long story, guys. It's a long story. Oh God. Well, the thing is, I can only manage 2 thou clearance with the -1 bearings, 1 thou bearings. The standard bearings give me 1.5 thou, and the +1 bearings that they supplied me with and said that they were the ones to use, they only give me 1 thou. So, after all that checking and miking it, oh God, I'll tell you what, I've gone crazy on the mic. Half a dozen times, checked the crank. Actually, the crank's very accurate. It's an amazing. Oh, actually, I was very surprised. It was around the 47, and about there. It was sort of that little bit of difference. It's all it was, and so that was really nice. And same goes for the conrods. Like they were very close. There was really nothing in it. So these are actually quite tricky to use. But it took me a while to sort of just to get a real nice feel for it and just get them sitting nice on the inside of the journal. Because if you don't get them like tops and bottoms on the conrod, like in that real nice sweet spot, so it's sort of like the furthest point, it'll throw you out. It really does. I was sort of, when I was first doing it, I was getting a bit of inconsistency. But I've worked out how to use it now, and I've sort of got it down to a nice consistency, very similar. It was sort of hovering around sort of that department, very, very similar, each of the conrods. And I was backing it up with the Plastigauge. So, yeah, so I am reading it right now. So, God, it's a great tool, this. It really is. It sort of gives you that confidence now on your clearances. So, we've got it all packaged up, ready to take back in. I've fitted the Race ACLs, standard ones, into the conrods, and I've torqued them all up. So they can measure them up, and then they can transfer that back to the journal and machine it accordingly. And then I can, as soon as I get them home, I can double check again. And with the Plastigauge as well. I think the Plastigauge is a great little tool just to double check to make sure that you haven't mucked up your measurements, and it gives you a ballpark figure. So, and I like to use that. Before I torque everything up, just put the Plastigauge in, double check it, and it just gives you that extra bit of confidence that everything's all good. Check this out, guys. This is my Stage 2 pump. I'll get a light and I'll show you. We've got to do a little bit of modifying to the pump to get it to port match against the block. Check out the pickup side. Look at it there. When you look sort of straight down in through there, we've got a slight restriction. And actually it needs to come up. See if I can set it up just a little bit better. It's probably about there. Look at that. That's unbelievable, guys. I'll show you that, because I'll pull it out. I've actually marked it. There's a little bit of black marker there. And you'll see where I've got to sort of die grind that back a little bit on an angle, so we don't sort of get any restriction coming across here on the pickup side. So it's just a little trick there you've got to do. Just pay special attention, and it doesn't even, geez, that's unreal factory. I mean, get away with it, But when you're going to all this trouble, guys, it's attention to detail, and that's the secret. All right, well, through the week, I may as well show you now, I've got some grout, well, engine block filler. I'm going to do it through the week. Now I've got the crank out and I'm waiting for the little bit of machining. So we'll do videos on that, and I want to show you what I'm going to do. Now that's been a real debate. I've been talking to various people, and I've originally it's upside down, guys, so I was going to run it up to the top of the Welsh plug. Well, now the tide's come back out and I'm going to run it down to here. So for some reason, I'm just not confident enough to go up to here because I don't want any sort of issues regarding overheating or even trying to cool the oil. I just haven't got the confidence. So on my first attempt on block filling, I'm just going to go to the bottom of the Welsh plug, and we'll leave it at that. And then on my other block that I'm getting machined up and ready, if this gives me the confidence, I'll probably, come up a little bit further with it. So that'll be interesting, and I might even set the camera up and show you how I do it too with the GoPro. And we'll have a little talk, and we'll go from there. I've been told, well, there's a little trick you can do. You can heat your block up prior to pouring, whether, with heat lamps or whatever. Just get it nice and warm. And when you mix this up, you can mix it up on the dry side, so you'll get less shrink back. So I'm going to do that. But I'll show you how we do it, and it'll be quite interesting, guys. So yes, it's a pain, but look, it's a blessing in disguise at the end of the day, because now it gives me, like I said, a chance to do the block filler without any bits in it, and it won't be so bad. It won't be so bad. I had a friend that messaged me a little quote today, and I thought it was fantastic. So he said that loose clearances you know about, tight clearances everyone will know about it. And that's so true. It's so true. All right, folks. Well, there you go. A little update now, and we'll get it all sorted and correct clearances again. And I'll show you actually when the crank comes back again, and I'll show you how I sort of mic it all up and how I do it my way. So it may not be the correct way, but it seems to work. It really seems to work. So we'll go from there. All right, folks. Well, there's a little update on it. So it's not all lost. We are sort of forging along, but it's a little hiccup in the build. But at least I caught it now, and it's all good. Okay, folks. I'll pop one up soon. See you later.